Scorpio, hello and welcome to your reading for August 9th through the 16th. Let's dive right in. So you guys have Black Moon Lilith moving through your 12th house. We have the South Node moving through your 12th house, and the moon currently is in your 12th house. A lot of your subconscious fears are coming to the surface for you to squash once and for all. You guys have both Mars and Jupiter in your 8th house, so it's allowing for you guys to expand on the depth in your partnerships, in your unions. We have the Four of Earth. So you guys have a lot of stability that you've been building at this time. You have a team that you've been working on, making sure everyone's flourishing and growing. Wow, followed by the Nine of Coins. So you go from the Four to the Nine of Coins, which gives me that you're taking the right actions. You guys are in complete alignment to make sure that you guys are flourishing through to any instability in the economic sphere. The sun currently, at the time of my reading, is at 16 degrees Leo. We have the 10 of Cups. So you are sensing partnership, completion, areas of your partnership that you have been building a lot of emotional fortitude with, that has been supporting you, that has been showing you what works and what doesn't. And then we have that followed by Temperance. I see Pluto retrograde at 0 degrees and 28 seconds in the sign of Aquarius, and that is you all's 4th house. So within the home sphere, you're seeing what needs to be balanced to make sure that these 10 cups stay fresh. We have the Death card. So this is saying that whatever is not balanced is dying and it's composting, and Saturn is saying in your 5th house that you need to make sure that your romance is getting that renewal, that you guys are turning a page within your romantic sphere, within your creative projects to further expand upon this Nine of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. We want to make sure that you guys are giving yourself grace as you're working through this energy. Mama Kali wants to come out to give explanations for these cards, so we will jump into that with her. The moon will move from this week into your 3rd house, and by September 1st, Pluto is going to retrograde into your 3rd house of intellectual property. Ooh, cool. With the Four of Pentacles, we have Gauri Devi. So this is speaking about shadow integration. I love that it nets to a 7 on this day of my reading, which is saying that your your intuitive senses will be piqued. Blue Lotus tea here. Let me get some. Your intuitive senses will be piqued at this time. You're going to have the clarity to understand what your creative team needs, what you need to make sure that you're integrating your worst case scenario fears into a workable model so that you can keep going with having balanced out your fears. Bagla Muhi, she feels confident, she feels triumphant, and that with the Nine of Pentacles is saying that your 11th house of Virgo with Venus and Mercury retrograding there, I feel like you guys are getting a sense of your golden era, what would best serve your community, what you want to offer to people. With the 10 of Coins, we have Krishna. So this is very much giving Gemini energy with Jupiter and Mars there in your 8th house. It just feels like you guys are balancing out the masculine and maybe transmuting any energy that you grew up with around what it meant to be a divine masculine or to interact with a divine masculine counterpart. With Temperance, we have Vishvamata, and I love that there's a 2 here because the Aquarian glyph has 2 waves, and it's just saying to tap into your feelings for transmutation. And with Pluto in your 4th house, it's purifying all of your emotions. Maybe you had a maternal figure or someone who raised you, who she taught you a lot of things that now you're just getting perspective on. You're starting to see more clearly, because sometimes as children, we don't understand the effort that goes into raising kids and the self-love that's required to have a balanced give and take cycle, giving and receiving. With the Death, we have Artha of Kali. I love that this will kind of speak to the moon going through Sagittarius, which will be from Monday roughly. Oh, cool. I think I wrote it on my board. It'll be from Tuesday the 13th to Thursday the 15th of this week before the moon shifts into Gemini. So I feel that on those days, let's see where Saturn is. It's going to move to 17 degrees. So in your 5th house, you're going to be able to make new decisions based on what feels good to your soul. on what needs to go for good from your creative projects, from your romantic life. And this is to enrich it, to make sure that it's that we're pruning our trees, our bushes, our rose garden, to make sure that we have more space to bloom, more space to open, a deeper sense of commitment to the divine through our romantic connections. We are in Gene Key 7, which is the Alpha, from August 6th through to the 11th. And we move into Gene Key 4 in the next week, which is the Philosopher. So let me just ask these questions to you, Scorpio. For Gene Key 7, the Alpha, in what ways do I contribute to fragmentation or hierarchy, both in my personal life and in broader societal contexts? So this is something to journal on. The second question, reflecting on the essence of the 7th gift of guidance, where can I enhance my leadership qualities by becoming a facilitator and empowering those around me? So for Gene Key 7, the shadow is division, the gift is guidance, and the city is virtue. And then Gene Key 4, the Philosopher, from August 12th through the 16th, these are the questions. How does the interplay between logic and emotions influence my perspectives and decisions? And in what ways can I cultivate a more balanced and objective approach to understanding? And question 2, what karmic debts or unresolved issues in my life could benefit from a deeper sense of forgiveness? And how might this contribute to my personal evolution and collective well-being? So I feel that from the 10 of Cups and Krishna, balancing out maybe what you see as a complete romantic picture, a complete family home life, to feeling more and trimming the fat. Trimming the fat means that you are taking away any excess. You are taking away the loose ends, like that. I called it weak sauce in Gemini's reading, to where it's like you just say, whatever. And you instead of saying, let me just come back to this, I'll revisit it when I have the energy, the emotional capacity to do it, you just discard it. You throw it away and you're like, this isn't that important. But it's big to other people who you love, who are in your family, who are in your home life, who are with you on a daily basis, who are not a part of this beautiful community that you've been growing and developing. Because the sun is in your house of legacy, of big hierarchy of achievement, like this is the pinnacle of it, the pinnacle of success for you, will need to require some pruning. And the shadow of the Philosopher, Gene Q4, is intolerance, the gift is understanding, and the city is forgiveness. So I feel that you're balancing out forgiveness. Maybe you guys have suffered in the past with the South Node having gone through your sign. You suffered some emotional loss, some breakups, some changes in your lifestyle, some changes in your identity and who you identified with. And you are now learning to forgive those situations because they were compost. They allowed for you to be who you are today, which I know that with Jupiter going through you all's 8th house, you guys have investors. You have long-term projects that you're seeding and things that are coming into rapid fruition because of that number 8. Things are moving forward. You have 2 legs of stability. Those 4 of Pentacles has doubled. And it's even now starting to build onto that 9th Pentacle. So let's pull from the Wild Unknown Archetypes Guidebook by Kim Krans to get a little bit of confirmation. What to focus on for this reading, just so that I don't go crazy with the Kali Oracle, which I love to do. We have the Warrior. Okay, the Warrior, and from the Sacred Symbols. You know, I'm looking at Artha of Kali in the Death card, and it's like if Artha of Kali aimed while the moon was in Sagittarius from Tuesday the 13th through to Thursday the 15th, when the sun goes from 21, 22 to 23 degrees Sagittarius in your 2nd house. And then whatever you once used to eat, put into your body, maybe it's like gum, you know, candy, sweets, anything like dessert, soda, juice, whatever you dress yourself with, whatever's in your home, you start to envision what needs to represent the time that you have to to study, to enrich your life, to advance your intelligence, to build your knowledge, and how that can be more enriched. Are you kidding me? Loving this channel. All right, so let's pull from the healing waters. I knew that I needed to further clarify because we have the warrior and knowledge. Oh, you guys might be coming into an exalted ability with that Pluto going into your third house to publish what you've learned, to get it into motion, to be distributed. You have the sacred well, replenishment, self-care, giving from a place of plenty. So Krishna and Auth of Kali are the loudest here, and that will take us back into the message of this Ten of Cups and the Death card. And we need to belong with our heart with Krishna. There's a spiritual intelligence within your soul. It's the genius of becoming, of ripening from potential into glorious manifestation. Intimate communion with your own heart will reveal what it is you truly yearn for and set the process in motion for that yearning to be satisfied. The holy fire is Kali, and she is within your soul. Follow the yearning, seek the light, let yourself burn bright for what inspires you, and you shall see the path to fruition clearly before you. Believe in what is meant to be. Great message for what I was just saying about publishing your wisdom. Getting into a sense of, I would even just say you could start with like taking notes in your phone that will later expand over time once we get into a 9th house transit for you guys, which would be next year, Gemini season. But for now, we'll count on November being a time where it's your 2nd house, but it's the traditional 9th house setting for my Scorpio sons, to where you feel more confident leaning on your experience to share with the world. Auth of Kali with the Death card. Her heart contains the seeds of your soul and complete awareness of the divine destiny she has always intended for you. There is a sacred purpose for which you were born and a meaningful, divinely protected pathway for you to fulfill it. Only you can decide to put your faith and commitment into the path and to take one step at a time in honoring what has value to your heart, tuning into her loving plan, and taking those steps, the pathway will reveal itself and you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. I would even say this Death card represents thinking that you need to do it all overnight, or otherwise it's like not going to work and you're not going to make your investments back, Scorpio. Because we have Mars and Jupiter in your 8th house, I feel like your investments are actually going to be really proving themselves to be worthy, like whether you've invested in your time and energy into a person, into a project, it's going to start to show its value just in glimmers, but it's something that you also have to nurture mutually within yourself. Like you have to give that reciprocal energy of what you're looking for in the outer world to yourself first, and then you start to see it reflected back to you. Okay, the Rose Oracle. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. That with the warrior, the sacred well, and the knowledge card is just giving me that, there was a past situation that went haywire. It was not pleasant to experience for anyone involved, and it hurt. And it was not only knowledge and benefiting you to come into wisdom, but it allowed for you to understand what you need to give to yourself. Otherwise, people can just kind of like grab at your energy and drain you because you're so focused outwardly that you're not focused on what you get out of that experience, and you're not focused on making sure that your cup is full as you tend to the cups of others. That Temperance card is going to make sure of it, that you are in touch with your feelings and that you feel really good, Scorpio. And the Warrior card speaks to moving out of just needing to be at war with everything and everyone and being of service. So let's read that as my final. I am on the fence about like reading so much, but at the same time, you all know I love it. The Samurai, the Soldier, and the Advocate. The actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles, so choose wisely, brave one. As you draw your sword, realign with the eternal wisdom within. Eternal wisdom, you see that? It's all coming up. Then surrender to the battle. You got Auth of Kali with a bow and arrow, but you didn't get a single sword. So I think that this is all just strategy. It's all mental. And the better we speak to ourselves, the better we will see that reflected in the outer world. People will be more kind to us. But when we're not being kind to ourselves, we'll start to see that reflected also. So it's not about making others into a target for our pain, which maybe that's something you're learning now to really integrate. You know, if someone's hurting you, lashing back out at them is attacking the mirror. It's not attacking or even approaching with that temperance, with that balance, where that's coming from within. So it takes two to tango, Scorpio, as you know. And you will gain a lot of insight and knowledge as you start to approach yourself with more gentleness. So have a fantastic week, Scorpio. Affirm in the comments for me. I easily follow my heart and intuition, and I will see you all next week. Aloha.